Now that's a boatload of fun! Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Well, we just got done with another snowstorm. My goodness. It has been crazy here for the last week or so. My neighbor, I've got power. I got neighbors on this side of me that don't have power. They're off-road camp roads is what they are, and people live down on them. They've still got no power. I got people on the other side of me with no power, so I'm pretty thankful that I've got power. The other day when I wanted to spend some time up here building, it was a snowstorm we had, wet, heavy snow. I wanted to play with my 44 Magnum cases that I have, get them loaded up. But we had no power, so this room was dark as the ace of spades, so kind of didn't do anything. But I'm back in here today. So what I want to work on today is a powder measurer, the old style, vintage. But these can be purchased on eBay. I got running 2 cameras today for the first time. We'll see how this all works out. But anyways, these are vintage today, I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried looking them up. But anyways, you could purchase these on eBay. Sometimes for a good price. Don't bid too high. Wait for another one to come in. They come in quite often. Just type in eBay. Just type in powder measurer. And these things will pop up. And wait, these are RCBS ones I like. I have a Reading one that I picked up on eBay. And I have 2 of these RCBS ones I picked up. They are extremely accurate, depending on what kind of powder you put in. It likes the fine grain stuff. It doesn't like the stick stuff. So what I was going to go through today was, now what I'm using for powder today, and it really loves this kind of powder. This is Little Guns, what I call it, LILGUN. I'm guessing that's what they want. I don't know. It's just this powder measures extremely well in the these kind of measurers. And the same thing over in the other one, I have Tight Group. That measures really well. I just finished up with Herco powder. That measures very well. I loaded up a bunch of 44 Magnums with the Herco powder. But this stuff right here, there is a wide range of loads for the 44 Magnum 240 grain bullet. So I'm going to be playing with this stuff because it measures so well. And I'm going to show you how I set the thing up. Number one is you want to kind of keep this hopper. Don't let it get down. I don't anyways. I keep the powder right here in front of me, and I keep the hopper. I might let it get down quarter way, and then I'll top it off. I think that makes a difference. And the first thing I do is fill this up with powder. I keep the can close by, right behind this thing, and I also put a yellow sticky note on the front of my container with what powder is in there. And that way I don't forget. And when we're finished, I can either, generally I leave the powder in here from working on loads several days in a row on the same cartridge. Because once I get it set up, I'll push out 500 rounds once I get the dimensions to where I want it. Now, how I do it, I don't know any other way to do it, I guess, is I set up, usually I set it up down here, but you guys can't see. Yeah, you won't be able to see my little table. Normally I set it up on a table beside me so that when I'm knocking around on here, and I'm going to set it up here, and then I'm going to move it down. Maybe we'll move it down to the table so I can get a better look on it. But this right here, this is an RCBS scales, same thing. They're around $50, give or take. I like them. They're easy to use. So we'll set the scales up first. and then we will move on from there. And what I mean by set the scales up is you have to calibrate them. They come with a little 50 grain weight to calibrate. These things are really easy to use. You turn it on, you hold another button until you see the word calibrate. Then once that, I don't like it because I have to look straight down. Then you touch the button one more time and the calibrate will blink. And that means it's ready for this weight. You set that on there, it takes a few seconds, and then you'll see the word pass, and that means now it is ready to go. So what I do is I take a case, an empty case. I set the empty case on here, and then you hit the tar button, which zeroes it out. So now that makes that case so the case is my container. Now the adjustment is on here. Now this is already adjusted for 7.7 grains of powder. When I pull up on this, and now the first thing I do, the first 2 or 3 rounds, I dump back in. My thought behind that is the powder's been setting, so I want a good accurate measure. Alright, so now I've done that, put the cover back on. When I bring this up, I try to tap it with the same amount of pressure every single time. And then the same thing on the bottom stroke. Same amount of pressure every single time. I think it gives you a better, now this thing hasn't been, I didn't check this since last night. So this thing should read 7.7 grains of powder. Yeah, not 7, 17.7 grains, sorry. Going back to the very beginning. This load is 17.7 grains of powder. And it's exactly at 17.7 grains of powder. And that's from yesterday when I punched out some loads. That's what I like about this little gun powder, is it measures so well in these things. Now what I do, I'm going to get out some rounds here. What I want to do is I would just want to make up another 18 of these rounds. And then I'm going to up the powder to almost, right now I'm at medium, which is 17.7 grains of powder, and I'm going to up it to a little over 20 grains of powder. But right now I want to put together this 18 rounds of this. Why 18 rounds? Because I'm shooting a revolver, and that gives me 3 pass-throughs on the revolver to test these out. These are also a 240 grain hollow point Hornady bullet, XTP. One of the biggest reasons that I load copper jacketed bullets is when I'm done shooting lead bullets, I want to run some copper jacket bullets through. So let's now what I do is, we've already done the test, so we'll fill this case up. What I'll do is I'll drop 5 loads of this. And what I like about this, how quick it is. On the 5th load, the 6th load I mean. Now on this, my scales are all set up on the 6th load. You got to put another case on the measuring scale, zero it out, make sure it's zeroed out, and on the 6th load, I check all my measurements. 17.7. That means we're going good. If it wasn't, say it was way off, say this thing got jarred or whatever, it's just a really good stopping point to check your measurements. And as long as everything is going good, then keep right on a trucking. And this powder measures so good. I mean, the variation is so little. It might be 17.6. Might be 17.7, but that's for pistol shooting. There's nothing wrong with that at all. All right, now I went over because I was talking, so now I'm going to check the 7th one. Zero it out. Come back up. Now, see, now it's reading 17.4. So that could have been just a bad throw. So we'll do it again. 17.5. I'm going to re-zero re-zero that. $17.7. So we're back on track. And you can do a scale test every one. Sometimes I'll do a scale test every other one. Every other one is another good one. Whoops, I spilled some powder on that one. Now this will say is the very last one, because it is. Same time here. Zero everything out. So there's 18 cases. You can't see? There's 18 cases ready for lead. So I'm going to switch over now. I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go down to my other press that's all set up and put in the bullets, and then we're going to come back here and I'm going to do some 20 point something I got to check. The 20 point something grains of powder on this, and that's going to up my velocity.